Episode 6, The Curse of the Rockabilly Werewolf. Opening scene. The Ramones are cruising through the countryside when they roll into a small, quirky town, Rockwell Springs, known for its legendary Rockabilly Festival. The streets are lined with neon signs and vintage cars, and the air is filled with the sound of upright bass and twanging guitars. The Ramones are excited to play, but there's something off. The locals are jittery, casting nervous glances at the festival grounds. Joey frowns. What's with all the weird looks? Dee Dee shrugs. Maybe they just don't like punk rock. Johnny squints. No, something's not right here. As they head toward the stage, they overhear a conversation between two locals. You hear about the guitar solos, one whispers. Every time they start, something creepy happens. People get scratched up, and instruments get destroyed. It's the werewolf again. Ah, that's just local legend, the other one responds. Maybe. The mystery begins. At the festival, everything seems normal at first. The crowd is dancing, and bands are playing their rockabilly hits. But when a local band starts their set with a scorching guitar solo, the sound cuts out and the lights flicker. Then, roar, a massive shadow bursts from behind the stage, and a rockabilly werewolf appears, snarling and tearing through equipment. It attacks the performers' guitars and drums before disappearing into the woods. The crowd panics, and the festival is immediately halted. It's back, says the festival organizer, Miss Dixie, a sharp-tongued but kind-hearted local woman. The curse of the Rockabilly Werewolf. It's been happening for years. But this time, it might be different. Clue hunting. The Ramones don't buy into the legend, but after seeing the chaos, they start looking for clues. Joey finds a torn-up flyer for an old rockabilly show from the 50s, where a musician went missing after his guitar solo. The flyer is marked with claw marks. Marky hears growling in the distance during a sound check, but when they go to investigate, it's only a stray dog, or is it? Dee Dee stumbles across a handwritten note from the local veterinarian, warning about a rare curse that affects musicians who play during certain lunar cycles. The note references an ancient rockabilly guitarist who was turned into a werewolf after a botched deal with a shady music promoter. Johnny hears a faint guitar solo echoing through the woods late at night, accompanied by heavy breathing and a distorted, howling voice. The big reveal. As the Ramones dig deeper, they discover that the curse is real, and it's connected to Cliff Chainsaw Turner, an infamous rockabilly guitarist from the 1950s who made a deal with a dark force for fame and fortune. The deal turned him into a werewolf, and every full moon, he would come out to wreak havoc during guitar solos. The curse was passed down to any musician who dared to play the same song during a specific lunar phase. The Ramones realize that one of them might be next in line to be cursed. They must find a way to stop the werewolf before the full moon rises. The plan. The Ramones set a trap, using Dee Dee's bass as bait. As they perform on stage, they deliberately start playing the legendary song that triggers the curse, Howl at the Moon. The werewolf appears, lunging toward the stage, only to be caught in a net rigged with silver guitar strings. The silver burns the creature, weakening it. But before they can finish the job, the werewolf's human form is revealed. Miss Dixie's grandfather, Hank Silverpick Monroe, the last of the original rockabilly musicians who made the deal with Chainsaw Turner. He was cursed long ago, and his transformation was triggered by his return to the stage. I never wanted this curse for my family, Hank growls, his voice cracking. But I was too desperate for fame. Now, I just want peace. The final moment. Joey, feeling sympathy for Hank, offers him a chance to break the curse. We'll finish your song for you. We'll make sure it's heard by the world, without the curse. The Ramones played Howl at the Moon one final time, amplifying the song's power and giving Hank the freedom he's been searching for. The curse is lifted, and Hank's werewolf form fades away. He finally rests, free of the Dark Pact. Final scene. The festival resumes, but now the mood is lighter. The Ramones take the stage and play their set, finishing with Rock N' Roll High School as the crowd goes wild. As they finish, a spectral figure of Hank's ghost stands at the back of the crowd, nodding in approval before vanishing into the night. Dee Dee watches the spot where Hank stood. You think he's gone for good? Joey shrugs. Maybe not, but I'm pretty sure he's not howling at the moon anymore. Cut to credits with Howl at the Moon by the Ramones playing. Episode 7, Punk Rock Zombies of London opening scene. The Ramones arrive in London, eager to play at a legendary punk venue, the Raucous Rocket. The city is buzzing with energy, and the band is ready to rock. After a long flight, they check into their hotel, a crumbling, old building near Camden Town. The lobby is lined with black and white photos of past punk rock icons, Sid Vicious, Joe Strummer, and Debbie Harry, and the hotel's owner, Barney, a grizzled man with a deep accent, welcomes them with a knowing look. "You'll be staying in the punk rock suite," Barney grumbles. "Best room in the house, but it's not for everyone. You've been warned." Dee Dee's eyes light up. "The punk rock suite? Sounds perfect." Maybe not," Barney mutters. Every night, at midnight, the ghosts of some old legends come back, punk rockers who never quite finished their business. No one really talks about it. The band dismisses it as just another weird hotel story. Joey jokes, "Sounds like a gimmick. We'll rock their world and show them how it's done." The mystery begins later that night. As they're getting ready for their first show, the clock strikes midnight. Suddenly, the hotel starts to shake, the lights flicker, and the sound of electric guitars fills the air. Then, bang, the door bursts open, and a group of zombified punk rockers stumble into the room, led by Sid Vicious, Joe Strummer, and a few other long-gone legends. Their faces are pale, their clothes tattered, and they look like they've risen from the grave with unfinished business. Joey stares in disbelief. "Up, guys? I think we got ourselves some real-life punk rock zombies." Dee Dee grins. "Dude, this is awesome. This is like the best mosh pit ever." Marky takes a cautious step back. "This is way too creepy, even for us." The zombie legends, Sid Vicious, Joe Strummer, Nancy Spungen, and Polly Styrene, don't seem interested in attacking. They just keep mumbling about unfinished songs and unfinished legacies. "We need to play one last encore," Sid moans, clutching his bass. "But we can't remember how it goes." "Our music died before we did," Joe Strummer growls. "We need someone to finish it for us." Clue hunting, the band realizes that the punk rock zombies are stuck in some kind of musical limbo, unable to rest until they've completed their final song. The Ramones decide to help, but only if they can figure out the puzzle of the song. Joey finds a cryptic note tucked in Sid's jacket that says, "Find the missing chord and you'll free us." Marky finds a vintage record in the hotel's attic labeled The Lost Track. The grooves seem familiar, but there's something off about them. Dee Dee discovers an old guitar pick lodged in the hotel's grand piano, engraved with the phrase "Anarchy" in the key of G. Johnny finds a piano in the corner of the suite, where they notice a ghostly handprint on the keys that, when pressed, releases a low, eerie hum. The band's plan? The Ramones figure out that the zombies' unfinished business revolves around a lost punk anthem they never had the chance to complete. The key is to play the missing chord that binds them to the world of the living. They decide to use their instruments to finish the song, and they begin rehearsing with the punk legends who shuffle around the hotel room, offering fragments of lyrics and riffs. The final encore, as the clock strikes midnight again, the zombies return, ready for their final encore. The band sets up for the show, and together, the Ramones and the punk rock zombies play the lost anthem. The song begins to grow more powerful, electrifying the hotel, shaking the walls. The ghosts become more solid, their movements more fluid, as if they're finally getting their freedom. But right when they're about to finish the song, a dark force, a shadowy figure who is the true cause of their unrest, a jealous rival musician from the past, appears, trying to stop them. It's the spirit of Johnny Rotten, bitter and vengeful, trying to sabotage their last chance to play. The band fights back with their punk spirit, using their instruments to defeat Rotten's ghostly interference and complete the song. As the final note rings out, the punk rock zombies vanish, leaving behind only their instruments, now perfectly intact. The big reveal, the hotel quiets, and the ghosts of the punk legend smile, nodding their approval. "Thanks, mates," Joe Strummer says. "You've set us free." The last remnants of the spectral figures fade away into the night, leaving behind nothing but the sound of a distant guitar solo. Final scene, the Ramones take the stage at the punk venue later that night. They rock harder than ever, but as they play, they feel a strange, almost magical energy in the air, like the spirits of punk legends are rocking with them from afar. As they finish their set, Joey looks out into the crowd. "Hey, did anyone else feel that?" Johnny shrugs. "Yeah. It's like we're being watched." Dee Dee grins. "I hope they like the encore." Cut to credits with blitzkrieg bops playing and ghostly punk figures dancing in the background. Episode 8, The Mystery of the Missing Mohawk. Opening scene, the Ramones are staying at a hotel in Berlin, preparing for a show in the city's infamous underground punk scene. The atmosphere is chaotic, filled with punk energy, wild graffiti, and neon lights. Dee Dee is getting ready for the gig, but when he looks in the mirror, his mohawk is gone. Not just flattened, but completely gone. His hair is smooth, as if it had never been there. There's no sign of a struggle, no damage to his room, just a single, cryptic note on the pillow: "I'm taking the crown, Dee Dee. Your look is mine now." Dee Dee stands there, staring at the note in disbelief. Who the hell, what kind of punk steals a mohawk? Joey shrugs. This is weird, even for us. Johnny is already looking through Dee Dee's things. No sign of a fight, no damage. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. Marky, still half asleep, yawns. Okay, but who cares? Let's just play the show. Dee Dee glares at Marky. My hair's gone. I can't play without my mohawk. The mystery begins. The band heads out to the gritty, underground punk venues of Berlin to investigate. Dee Dee is completely distraught, pacing around and constantly touching his smooth scalp. I look like a normie, guys. This is a nightmare. They start by talking to the locals, but nobody seems to know anything until they hear whispers about a new punk scene emerging in the city, one that is rumored to be led by a mysterious figure known as the Crown. It's said that the Crown is a notorious punk who's taken over the underground scene, and part of their ritual is stealing the signature look of others to claim dominance. The band digs deeper and finds that the Crown has stolen more than just hair. Legend has it that the Crown has taken the iconic styles of various punk legends across the years. They've left behind cryptic notes and left their victims completely hairless or with altered appearances to make a twisted statement. Dee Dee realizes the theft was personal. The Crown is trying to claim his title as the ultimate punk icon. Clue hunting, Joey talks to a few local punk bands who mention seeing the Crown's gang, a group of punks with elaborate, sometimes outlandish haircuts, always around midnight, staking out famous punk hangouts. Johnny investigates a hidden punk bar where a tattooed punk with a strange, shiny crown tattoo on his neck warns them the Crown doesn't like competition. He tells them that anyone who tries to challenge their look will be forced to follow their fashion rules or face the consequences. Dee Dee uncovers a photo from a few months ago, showing a gang of punks wearing matching, perfectly styled mohawks, each in a different vibrant color. The photo seems like a tribute to punk's rebellion, but it's also eerily organized, almost like a gang. Marky stumbles upon the Crown's lair, a secret hideout filled with stolen punk memorabilia, hair clippings, clothes, and even old punk records. It's a shrine to the pastiche of punk rebellion. The big reveal: the Ramones track down the Crown's hideout deep in the back alleys of Berlin's punk district, where a secret underground fashion show is happening. The punk gang, led by the Crown, is preparing for their next big reveal. Dee Dee sneaks inside and, to his shock, sees the Crown, a tall, lanky punk with a glowing neon mohawk, surrounded by other punks with stolen styles from iconic punk figures. The Crown seems to revel in the chaos, mocking the Ramones for their old-school style, boasting about their revolutionary's fashion empire. Dee Dee steps forward. This ends now. My hair is my identity. You don't get to steal it. The Crown smirks. It's not about stealing. It's about becoming. Fashion is power in the punk world, and I'm taking what's mine. The next step? I'm going after the ultimate crown. Dee Dee realizes the Crown has been collecting iconic looks from all the greatest punk bands, intending to merge them into a superpunk identity. The ultimate goal is to become the face of the new punk movement, and Dee Dee's Mohawk was the last piece of the puzzle. The plan: the Ramones must now play the Crown's game, outpunking the Crown and their followers by creating the most iconic, rebellious performance ever, breaking all the fashion rules. It's a battle of styles, but with a twist. The Ramones play their hardest, loudest set yet, and Dee Dee finally takes the stage wearing an even more outrageous, custom-designed Mohawk, something that screams punk in a way the Crown can't copy. As they play, the punk crowd rejects the Crown's perfect, polished look in favor of the true chaos of punk rock. The Crown and their gang are defeated, losing their grip over the scene as the crowd embraces Dee Dee's wild, untamed style. Final scene: Dee Dee's Mohawk is finally restored, and he steps off stage, grinning. Nothing like a little punk rock chaos to get your hair back. The Crown, now deflated and stripped of their influence, walks off into the shadows, muttering, "It's not over. Fashion never stops." Joey pats Dee Dee on the back. "Dude, you've got your Mohawk back. Just don't let anyone take it again." Dee Dee shrugs, looking at his reflection. "Let them try. No one's stealing this anymore." Cut to credits with Sheena is a punk rocker playing